Hello and welcome. Just checking my recording. Yes, it's recording the right window. Yeah, I had a bit of a mishap. I'm not got a 0.5 for a very good reason, that the last session would have been June that was recorded. I've just recorded an entire session, recorded the sound but didn't record the video because I'd pulled up a VLC window. Now I didn't have my VLC. I've got a special filter that does record VLC. It shouldn't have recorded VLC, but the one that I did, it recorded a picture of me on the field just doing the thing. You could hear all the sound, everything that I did in the session, but you couldn't see anything other than me having the sprayer. Now we had adventures, and I'm going to try to recap you on that. The question I'm going to ask yourselves is it possible for a farmer to be too successful? Now we were right down at 261,000 after I'd spent about 600 grand the session before, beefing up things and spending stuff and all the rest of it. Now we are, if you look at that, we've got 200 tons of milk. I got rid of about 140 tons of milk yesterday. I souped the production up to a level 9 dairy. I have never, ever gone to a level 9 dairy ever on any Let's Play, period. But we have on this. It's got 90 ton storage. Got the Grain Quid Pro. I've just put the fabric into the thing that was at 2.6 tons when I looked yesterday. It should now be a bit higher. We took another bit. Yeah, oh wow. Yeah, now that's seriously taken effect. Now that's for next year. It really is. If we last that long on this Let's Play. So I've got to be honest, it took me an hour and a half. It was an hour and a half long session. Quite a few things have gone wrong and quite a few things have gone right. Now I did cotton on to sticking the manure and the slurry and the milk all into the Grain Quid Pro, because it can take things to the BGA and take things to the production shed and do all of that for us without me having to do too much. Which I like it. It's the entire reason that we have productions, and you can see it is keeping up with everything. It's strange how it works. Sometimes it seems to shift hundreds of tons, other times it doesn't shift hundreds of tons, but it is working. I just can't quite work out how it's actually doing, how it works out. Its cycles don't seem to be right. Now the slurry at the minute isn't, but again on the hour that should take some slurry across. But I've got to take the slurry from that, let me show you. Again, an astronomical amount of... Whoa, that worried me then. I thought it got rid of... Yeah, we've got 154 tons of slurry. Now, I've got to be honest. I'm no shrinking violet where this is concerned. We've only got 100 fully adult cows. I've had the My Cow pasture by Roy Christie with 490 cows that have produced far less slurry. Maybe at the very most the slurry might be equal, but this is the fifth. I have got a fifth of the amount of things, and I'm producing more slurry than I did on the My Cow pasture with 500. Milk, I never got anywhere near 200 tons in one day. So I don't know what's going on. It's like the enhanced capacities of storage have done something to the actual workings of the... Now don't get me wrong, the streets are paved with gold on this farm, but I'm trying to play realistically. Something's not right. That's just literally the gut feeling I've got after playing many Let's Plays. Truthfully, it's really strange. Yeah, I mean, these are amazing. I think that's full now. I think that we had births. The chickens are going from strength to strength, but it's taken me a long time, even though I'm using every trick in the book, which is for me to take that into the Grain Quid Pro and it to do most of the work. It's still taking an absolute age, because as fast, I'll tell you what happened. I got rid of 150 tons of milk yesterday. It was 140 we got, sorry. So I did two 50-ton loads, and then later on went for another one and stuck that into the dairy, which reached capacity quite quickly. So then I upgraded it twice, from a 7 to a 9 to an 8 and then to a 9 later on in the day. So 90 tons. I then filled it again just as I went to sleep. I went into the literally to the animal, the cow pasture here, And it was up to 90 odd tons again. I'm not even, it's filling quicker than I can empty it. And I know you shouldn't complain, but it's become, I can't imagine how, it's almost like this is thinking that my 100 is 850. Now I could imagine this 200 tons of milk and 154 tons of slurry if I was at 850, because I've had 500. I've had 500 cows, 500 adults in fact, on Greenlands where it was at its absolute best. Now these are adults, so these are at the best, but this is just, I've got nothing to compare it with. I mean, we were on Riverside and there was nowhere near, and that Riverside was a monster because we'd got pigs and everything, sheep, the lot. Now the sheep are the minimum, they really don't take much looking after, but these are like taking ages. And I'm not prepared to roll the session back. We earned 600 odd grand with the fertiliser business and the dairy, which is not surprising. We're ramping out tens of tons of butter, tens of tons of not chocolate, that's the one thing we're not doing, butter and let's have a look. I can't, yeah, I'm getting myself all not wound up exactly, but yeah, butter and cheese, that was it. Yeah, butter and cheese. Look at the cycles on that. It's 24, nearly 24.5 tons times 2. So that's 50 odd tons of cheese a day. Now this is astronomical. That's over 100 tons of butter a day. If you said that was 10 grand times 10, that's 100,000. So that is literally over 100,000. If of course the storage could keep up with that, but of course it can't. So I just don't know what to say. We also had another occurrence. Now if you remember, I bought field 67. It's another dud, like field 96, which we bought, which if you look at the growth is not, there's no growth on it, and so is 67. It's one of the best fields on the map, but it's not working. There are quite a few of these fields scattered around that are just got no growth at all, which that's odd. It is on a map. There's a lot of fields that are unaffected by this. I can roll with that. That's not a major problem. What I did instead is I bought field 64, which is a canola field, which is not quite ready, nor is 66, which I think that's also canola. That's going to be next month. But we've got 65 and these. One thing I did do, which I will show you on camera, is 94, 132 and 133. Now you can see that patch of where it says harvested on 132. That's actually where I took over for a minute when I was doing the spraying, and I've got the crop destruction plus on. Now it wouldn't have mattered. Bottom line, in the second I took over, the wheels on the sprayer were not narrows. So the second I took over, I did damage to the crop. Realised it straight away, so stopped. Got the worker to carry on and sent the thing to the top of the field, and then I got narrows on it after that, and then I took over the spray. And you will note, if we look closely at the weeds, I did manage to do 94 again. Now as soon as I did the customising of the herbicide and put the narrows on, it actually started to spray weeds that it had missed earlier. So whatever mod clash or crash had happened to that, it suddenly started to work the second I did the customization of the wheels, and then all of a sudden it sprayed. So I took it and I did the weeds on 94 that had missed, that were all the way around the edge. So that's brilliant. We did all of that. Obviously we'd already done those two. So there's been quite a lot going on, but my biggest concern is that this side of the business, the animal side, is odd. I mean, the other thing is that the first oddity that I did notice was, now I've had horses on rhombos. I think I only had 2, and the straw, I don't know if the enclosure on that had straw, but this enclosure, it's only got 3 animals. Again, it's like I can put a full 15 tons of straw. This is 3 animals. No matter how much straw I put in, the next day it's always down to 600 litres, always. Now the food's hardly being touched because it's only sort of 3 animals, and that is right. But there's something not right. It's like the capacities have been changed, which we know they have. Now, there's nothing wrong with that, but it's like the changing of the capacities has done other things as well. Now, let's have a look how many animals there are in this. Almost full. Yeah, 456 out of 500 animals. So that is amazing. Now, these are no trouble at all. But I don't know. There's 100 cows should not produce this amount of milk. It's like it's reading that it's full. And I know you shouldn't complain, but I can hardly keep up. I mean, this is the sort of, you'd expect this level of commitment in the, I mean, don't get me wrong, we're making an absolute killing, but it's not right. It's not, the killing's not right for how much animals we've got. And as I said, I'm no stranger to having 500 cows. I've done that on 3 or 4. The My Cow Pasture, I did it on Stone Valley, did it on Western Wilds, Green, can't remember its name, but at least 3. We had the My Cow Pasture, and with 500 Greenlands, and Greenlands had 500 adults at the last couple of sessions, and even that was not producing this level of milk. So I've got no mods on the increased capacity or things like that, but obviously these have been tweaked. That's obvious. Now obviously it's also picking up the Grain Quid Pro storage, so that's why some are 10 million. So it's because that this side is picking up the 5 million storage on that. Nevertheless, it still had 5 million naturally. I had nothing to do with that. 3 million naturally on the straw, 5 million on the milk and the food. 500,000 on the food. So yes, something's, and it could be, yeah, don't get me wrong, it could be also the storages on these that are doing strange things, and it might be nothing whatsoever to do with Cavalier Roy. It could be that something weird is happening with the mods themselves and are doing something strange. I've had the Grain Quid Pro, never had it in the middle of a, yeah, Riverside, I had it in the middle of the yard. It wasn't as close to the animal thing as this, but it was still in the, I never checked what it was reading, I suppose, so I can't truly compare this. It's just that something's not right, and it's quite big. It really is massive, so it feels very odd to be doing this, really. I don't know what the answer is. I don't know whether to cut short the Let's Play, because it's not fair. Even if I am doing stupendously, I'm going to do better on this than I've done on any other Let's Play, but not through any fairness, not through me doing things better, through some sort of kind of cyclic multiplication that's increasing my yield of things. The food's keeping nicely, but the milk and the slurry are absolutely, and they earn us a fortune. Whether it's in this, I haven't souped it up on this one, I have on others, but yeah, now the manure is down. So that is weird. That's almost like that has crashed, because that should be sending that across to here. It's now strange because the manure, if you read over here, this didn't go up since yesterday, but it is going down, which is strange. Again, there's weird things happening because of all the mods and the fact that they're all together like this. Now, I've never seen anything quite like this where the mods, the production, but I'm in the middle of the yard right next to lots and lots of things because it's a small yard. We can't stick everything everywhere, so I don't know how to handle it, because we're winning by illegal multiplications of things, and I don't know what is doing it. I don't know what sort of thing. I don't know where obviously you want the Grain Quid Pro, which is a sort of souped up silo, to be here really, but if it's doing something strange, you really don't want that. So I don't know how to handle it. I really don't. I'm not wimping out or anything like that. It's just not fair. I'm probably going to be up to a stupendous amount on this Let's Play. This is, how many years have we been here? I think it was a year, as in it will say 2 years. Yeah, 2 years played, and obviously we are really 2.5 years in, because it's July and we started in March, so we haven't been here long. The first year was tough. We really did. Obviously we didn't have any animals. It was absolutely rock, and that was a fantastic thing. But since going up to what we can see now, This is now going silly, where I'm earning like, well, 650 odd grand I earned yesterday. Now this has gone the other way now, because the manure's going down, and it shouldn't be. It should be going up, but somehow the manure is emptying. Or is it taking it to the BGA? No, because the BGA was off as well. We did check, we looked, and there's no manure in the BGA. That doesn't mean to say it didn't take it though before. So I suppose we could switch that off to the BGA. No, we haven't got it on. We did switch it off. So it's not that either. Yeah, so I just don't know what to say, because it's too complicated. It's all intricately, but I just don't know what to say. It's going to take me 2 hours each session, and I don't want to drag you through that each and every morning. It's just too much. I mean, we did the one in May, and it did literally earn us about 600 grand. So it's not like what I'm doing is unbelievable. I don't know whether to. Again, I always say chain of evidence, and it is true. I don't know how to handle this. Whether we had, but it's just going to go up stupendously, and then it always beggars the question: well, is he cheating because he's not showing us anything? Which is why I always insist on chain of evidence. Now I've got a missing session, and I'm not prepared to rerun that. And again, we're right back up to 851,000. But again, I'm quite prepared to go through July, do the harvests, go through today, and you're going to see this jump up, if I don't spend anything, to like 1.6, 1.7 million. Of course, the thing that's gone a bit weird now is the fact that the manure seems to be going down when really it shouldn't be. So I don't know how to sort that out, because there should be manure growing in this, and there isn't. It's going down in this, like it's ticking down from the same place, so that it's like the manure's not working. We've not run out of straw in the animals either. Made sure of that. Let's just have a look, make sure that that is true overnight. It's not run out of. Yeah, we've got 71 tonnes of bedding. We put 140 in, so it's used 70 tonnes, but we're not producing manure. So I just really don't know what to say. Right. Anyway, I think I've caught you up. I'm going to put this as a session, but it's going to be a really, really tiny one. And next session we are going to get on with the harvesting of the fields, while I mull over what I want to do. Also ask for your opinion on this. I really didn't want to cut this one short. We were doing really well, but now it's really going very strangely. So we've got 133, 132 and 94, and we've also got field 65. Now I took the liberty, which I told you last session. Now that was a test where I was testing to do grass on that to see if it would go green. It didn't, not even straight away it didn't go green, which it should do. I took the that's the old harvester, I took that up ready. That's the header trailer. Took the new one across to 133. So I'm going to literally hit them one at a time. Going to take a couple of the two, well, we've got quite a few. I'm going to take the 70 tonner down to 133 because I think it's the bigger of the two fields, and then we're going to take the next biggest one, which is at the Rudolph. What have we got? Let me remind myself. In our garage of trailers, we have the Trans 70, the biggest one, and we do have the 18.5 Rudolph and the Power Push. That's right, we have the Brantner. I thought there was a bit more. So we'll take the Brantner up to the top, and we'll take the Trans 70 down to the bottom, and we'll just keep pushing those around. And whilst they're harvesting, I'm going to literally crack on camera of getting rid of that 200 odd tons of milk, and all the rest of it was to get in the grain quid pro and see how the day settles down. Definitely, but the manure is now doing something odd as well, which it wasn't doing yesterday, but now it is. So yeah, it's going down instead of up, which it really shouldn't be doing. So yeah, anyway, that's it. I am going to say thank you very much for watching. This is a short session, obviously, but it's just more a recap because I lost June, the month of June, because all it showed you was me sitting on the edge of a field, and you could hear what I was doing, but you couldn't see it, which I didn't think was terribly interesting for anyone. So yes, that's you caught up. We'll go through July, and you will also see as well how much money we earn properly from the month of July, because I'm not cutting anything out. But for now, I'm going to say thank you very much for watching. Truly do hope you're going to stick with me on this journey, and I'm going to say goodbye for now.